So the question is now, what will Trump do? And we want good leadership. So let's make sure we're being critical where critical needs to be applied. We're not going to just defend literally everything, even when it's bad. But we'll see. So again, you know.
Wow. Good one, Destiny. Good one. Yeah, Tim Pool's such a partisan hack that he's not going to call out his own guy for having these really wacky things going on right now.
All right, Tim Pool has been on his show and on X arguing, to the surprise of many in his audience, that the Austin Metcalf murder was self-defense.
He asked if Austin was going to be okay and said it was self-defense. He said he grabbed me and I said self-defense. The family is arguing it was self-defense. It's strange to me that with this story, the right is adamant that this kid just killed another kid and he should go to prison forever. And I'm like, we don't even know what happened.
Yeah, innocent until proven guilty and all of that. He'll get his day in court, as he should. But innocent until proven guilty, that applies to the court system legally. It does not apply to the court of public opinion. We're allowed to arrive.
Ah, okay. It doesn't. It applies to the court system, not to the court of public opinion. All right. I mean.
So let's go over the facts as we understand them. And this is according to the witness testimony and the police report, and also just common sense.
Usually when someone says common sense, it's like a catch-all, like, don't say that, please. Common sense is very subjective. Like, I hate when people use, oh, this is just common sense. Like, oh, if it's so common, then why did this person not know it? We're going to talk about some Tim Pool stuff, because apparently Tim Pool got into some controversy, and I am now just realizing that, kind of.
The memes are saying Trump bankrupted all of his businesses. He bankrupted, I think, 1% of his businesses. They don't know what they're talking about. And they don't
We're not watching the full thing. I just want
to plan and prepare and to move. But the big counterpoint from the left is that Trump did not drop these tariffs lapsing. Because apparently some guy made $30 million in a matter of minutes. Donald Trump, he posted on Truth, it's a good time to buy. And then I didn't listen. So we're going to break, one of which is the DHS is going to be screening new visa applicants for anti-Semitism in social media, which I think is just a little over the top, a little silly. I mean, obviously, we don't want a lot of people in the country that are opposed to our interests, but
I understand why people's getting all crazy about the anti-Semitic stuff, because like it's like there's a whole war going on right now, and a lot of people are really afraid that what happened on October 7th might happen again. So it's a little like, if nothing happened in the world, then I would be like, all right, this is a little weird. Why are we like focusing on the whole anti-Semitic stuff? Like nothing really happened to like kind of justify why people are afraid of this. But we did have something happen in the world that did happen. So like I understand that point. So yeah, but like that's we're not gonna talk about that right now. But I'm slightly in disagreement. Like it's not really that weird. It makes sense. People like, there's something really bad just happened in the world. That's relatively recently. I know it's like over a year ago, but like, bro, like it's like saying slavery was like 60,000. Like slavery was so long ago. Like, why are people still talking about like that? Like that's basically the argument you're gonna make. Like, oh, it's over a year. Why are we still talking about that? I'm like, okay, all right. You wouldn't use the same argument in that other situation.
In the stock market, they're calling it a bloodbath, and I ain't crying about it. I'm not. I mean, it's not like it's a good thing, but if you this year or this, and we'll see what's going on. I'm going to say this. I am no fan of the people on the right who are just like, this is no big deal, and Donald Trump knows what he's doing. Guys, chill. People are going to freak out. People who don't know what's going on are going to freak out. And we're going to say this. We are hoping things improve, like the apocalypse is happening. It's like, guys, this is like a 6-month correction. And we knew a correction was coming. So the question is now, what will Trump do? And we want good leadership. So let's make sure we're being critical where critical needs to be applied. We're not going to just defend literally everything, even when it's bad. But we'll see. So again, you know.
Oh, and they say Tim Pool's a partisan hack. Like he's literally going to criticize what we're going to criticize. Like, wow, good one, Destiny. Good one. Yeah, Tim Pool's such a partisan hack that he's not going to call out his own guy for having these really wacky things going on right now in the stock market. But yeah, this is not the video though. It's not the video. Oh wait, actually, is it this one? All right, we're gonna. So I just saw this.
All right, Tim Pool has been on his show and on X arguing, to the surprise of many in his audience, that the Austin Metcalf murder was self-defense. Or at least he's speculating that it may have been self-defense. He's taking the position that Carmelo Anthony may have killed Metcalf in self-defense. He's made this argument a few times. It's been kind of trending on social media. A lot of people very upset. Here's just one short clip from his show where he kind of lays this out.
There was an argument between Carmelo Anthony, who was
see, look, it is this guy. All right, it is this guy. It is this video. Okay, so I found it. It is this guy. All right, thank you. But I'm going to watch this for a little bit, so.
School, who was there, and there were a bunch of kids from this town or whatever, and they got into an altercation. They told him he wasn't supposed to be there. Apparently, they had words. Carmelo Anthony pulled a knife out from his bag and said, "Touch me and see what happens." Witnesses said either he was touched or grabbed. They were different witness accounts, but that Austin Metcalf did put hands on Carmelo, who then stabbed him once in the chest before running away. According to police, Carmelo Anthony, when he got apprehended or turned himself in, however the story goes, I mean, different accounts, he asked if Austin was going to be okay and said it was self-defense. He said he grabbed me and I said self-defense. The family is arguing it was self-defense. It's strange to me that with this story, the right is adamant that this kid just killed another kid and he should go to prison forever. And I'm like, we don't even know what happened. Like, you've got witness testimony.
Yes, actually, no, I agree with Tim's point here. They're jumping the gun, and you shouldn't jump the gun. Like, the whole point is not to jump the gun. Like, this is true. Like you gotta wait. You gotta wait a couple of days. You don't even know what happened. You guys, like, everyone's jumping the gun, and you shouldn't do that because you're gonna look like an idiot afterwards when it turns out that this guy literally did like try and attack this guy, and then he literally like shoved him once and ran away. Like, he wasn't there sitting there just trying to delete the guy. He hit him once and got him in the right place, probably. I mean, this is just a speculation for now, and this was 4 days ago, so maybe there's more information on this, but I'm not too fiend. Well, maybe we'll, let's see. What does Matt Walsh have to say to this, though?
Like a fight happened at a school. Then I've heard the argument, yeah, well, he shouldn't have had a knife. He brought a knife to a school, and it's like, okay, what kind of knife was it? Was it a utility knife? Was it a switchblade? Was it a machete? Like, did he have a steak knife?
Yeah, exactly. We don't know. So, like, why are we going to jump the gun?
Was he coming back from culinary class where he had fine Japanese blades for cutting cucumbers? I have no idea. You're allowed to carry knives I'm pretty sure in Texas, especially if it's like a utility blade. You're also not allowed to grab people. Like, nobody knows the exact specifics of this story with Carmelo and Metcalf. Some witnesses said that Austin touched Carmelo. Some say he grabbed him. Whatever. The courts will play it out. If weapons are banned, he's going to go to jail. However, in a general self-defense context, this is why I'm saying the story I find so confusing. We have always maintained, when it comes to self-defense, it is not the responsibility of the victim of an attack to determine the extent of that lethal force.
Yeah.
If they are being attacked, their perception of how far that force goes is it.
Yeah.
So let me. So first of all,
I agree 100% wholeheartedly with Tim right there. 100%. Like, this just happened. Well, at the time that Tim was talking about, this just happened. Apparently it didn't just happen like when I'm talking about this because I'm live like a couple days later, but still. But like, what does Matt Walsh have to say to this, I guess? Maybe he has more information or something like this, but I don't know. 12 minutes.
He's a great guy. He's been on the show a bunch of times. First of all, I like Tim. He's a great guy. He's been on the show a bunch of times. I like
Tim too.
No hard feelings at all. I disagree with him on this one strongly, though. I think he's wrong on this one. I don't think there's anything even.
Okay, you can say that you disagree. You can say that he's wrong. Are you going to tell me why to convince me otherwise? Because like just saying that you think he's wrong isn't enough to convince, well, anyone that doesn't hate Tim Pool. Like the only people that will be convinced by just saying, well, I mean, he's probably going to say why.
Even approaching a legitimate self-defense claim here. So let's go over the facts as we understand them. And this is according to the witness testimony and the police report and Also, just common sense. I think all those things combined give us a pretty clear picture of what occurred. And yeah, innocent till.
Usually, when someone says common sense, it's like a catch-all. Like, don't say that, please. What you think is common sense isn't what people on the other side of the world will probably think is common sense. Common sense is very subjective. Like, I hate when people use, "Oh, this is just common sense." Like, oh, if it's so common, then why did this person not know it? Like it's an intellectually degenerate way of speaking. Like, you're not really thinking when you say that. You're like, oh, it's just common sense because everyone just knows it, right? Right, guys? That's just true, right? Like, no, obviously it's not.
Proven guilty and all of that, he'll get. I think all those things combined give us a pretty clear picture of what occurred. And yeah, innocent until proven guilty and all of that, he'll get his day in court, as he should. But innocent until proven guilty, that applies to the court system legally. It does not apply to the court of public opinion. We're allowed to arrive.
Okay. It doesn't. It applies to the court system, not to the court of public opinion. All right. I mean, he makes a good point. All right. That's true. You're allowed to have your opinion. You're allowed to disagree. But I'm allowed to change my mind whether you make a good, convincing argument or not. So make the convincing argument. Saying that it's public opinion isn't changing the fact that I still agree with Tim Pool.
At our own conclusions. I mean, we know that O.J. Simpson, according to the courts, was not guilty, but the court of public opinion can look at the evidence the same way the actual jury did, and we can come to the conclusion that the jury got it wrong. And no jury has looked at this one yet, but we can look at the facts as they're currently known and come to some conclusions based on our.
Okay, you said we're going to look at the facts like 3 times now. You're going to actually say what the facts are to why you have the opposite opinion that Tim Pool? Like, are we going to get to that, or are you just going to keep saying, we got to keep looking at the facts and public opinion might be right on this one, and the courts could get it wrong? Like, are we going to get to that? We're 3 minutes in. This is only 12 minutes.
Our own opinions about it, and that's what we're doing here. So, as far as we know, what happened is that Carmelo Anthony went to the wrong tent at a track meet. He brought a knife with him to this track meet. Already, now, if he had a knife on him and he just had it on him and obviously didn't use it to stab anybody.
So you're already assuming that the knife that he has is the type of knife that's supposed to, like, delete people. You don't even know what type of knife it is. Like, are we going to talk about the type of knife, or are you just going to assume that the knife that he has is just a weapon, just a shanky knife, like a knife that he's not supposed to have? Like, that's the thing that, like, do you know what type of knife it is? Because if you do, then that would be, why would you speculate or assume that the knife that the guy has is a bad knife? But maybe he'll say.
Well, we wouldn't even be having this conversation to this track meet already. Now, if he had a knife on him and he just had it on him and obviously didn't use it to stab anybody, well, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But it's strange. Like, why are you bringing a knife to a track meet of all things? I mean, why? Why at a track meet? What's the purpose?
You don't. Well, yes. What is the purpose? Maybe we should just speculate. Probably most of the purposes is, like, bad. So, like, let's just assume that all the purposes of bringing a knife to a track meet is probably just bad. We could just assume that, right? It's safe to assume that, right? And I'm like, no, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what type of knife. First, you don't even know what the type of knife. You still haven't explained that yet. Secondly, we're just assuming knife bad. Like, that's just intellectually, like, what is it called? Intellectually bankrupt? Where you're not even thinking. You just hear knife and bad. Knife bad, so must be bad, right, guys? And I'm like, this is... Try not to use the R word. This is dumb. Like, give me an actual argument. Just don't say knife bad and that's why it's bad, guys. Like, that's essentially what he's saying. I'm being very reductive, but that is what he's saying. That is the logic that he's using right now. But maybe he'll give us the facts of, like, what the knife is, and also he'll also give a reason to like what the reason was. But he does. I don't think he even has. If he doesn't even know what the knife is, then I don't even think Matt Walsh would even have the know the reason of why he went there in the first place. We're also assuming that he intentionally brought the knife there and it wasn't just on him while he was just there in the location. We're assuming that the guy intentionally put the knife in his pocket and walked towards this tent. Like, that's what we're assuming, when it literally could have been like the guy had this on him and he was in the area and this is where he ended up. Like, yeah, let's just keep going.
And anyway, so he was in the wrong tent. He brought a knife with him. Already had it with him.
Yeah, you keep saying that. What's the knife? Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let him play and just talk.
Told to leave. If he gets up and leaves the place where he's not supposed to be and he's told to leave. If he gets up and leaves right then everyone lives, nobody goes to jail, everything's fine, and none of us are talking about this. But he refuses to leave. He then challenges Metcalf and says, touch me and see what happens. Metcalf, at this point, grabs either Anthony himself or his book bag, different accounts, to try to get him out of the tent. So and I think it's not clear if this even happened, but if Metcalf grabbed Anthony, and no one is saying that that it was some kind of brutal, violent assault, if he made any,
you shouldn't be grabbing anyone. Period. Like, it doesn't matter where you are. You shouldn't be grabbing people. Like, that's just, bro. Like, what? What are you talking about? Camera's off for a second, but like, yeah, like, you shouldn't be grabbing people. Oh, this is not some brutal thing where you gotta use a knife that we still don't even know what it is yet. But we're just assuming the knife is a bad knife that he shouldn't have. We're just gonna monkey brain it and just assume that. I think it's just stupid. Like, this is just stupid.
Physical contact. He's grabbed him to get him out of the tent, right? And at that point, Anthony pulls out the knife and stabs him in the heart, runs away, dumps the murder weapon. And then
dumps the murder weapon because he realized that there's a lot of blood on it. And he's like, oh shit, I think I just did something terrible. Like, bro, like, if the people are like, first off, if they don't want people in the tent, if they want a specific type of people in the tent, then they should be like making sure that no one gets in there in the first place. But then someone ends up getting in there and then they're like, well, we don't want you here. And then they try to physically remove this guy and then he defends himself with whatever he had on him. And then, like, this is a good self-defense case. This is a gray water type of thing. This is not a clear cut, oh, this guy came here, intentionally tried to delete these people. And like, come on, man. Like, there's so many ways this could have went better. And we're all just saying, the guy he shouldn't have brought the knife. I mean, the guys with the tent probably should have had like a bodyguard if they didn't want people going into their tent. Or like, they would have seen him coming and like block the passage so he doesn't come in. Like, come on now. Like, this is not like we're here just sitting here being like, oh, the guy with the knife has all the responsibility, when there is a little bit of responsibility for the other people. Like, there's other ways this could have like changed besides no knife. Like, all right, well, I mean, it's obvious that Matt is not gonna like actually talk about like any facts on the ground or any new facts on the ground, because Tim Pool's, I actually really appreciate that Matt showed that full clip with Tim, because that's what I was looking for the entire time. So I have nothing against Matt. I think this guy is pretty cool. I think he's pretty cool, but I think he's not really giving a convincing argument to why I should disagree with Tim Pool.
And at that point, Anthony pulls out the knife and stabs him in the heart, runs away, dumps the murder weapon. And then admits to the police that he does not know whether what he did was self-defense. Because he asks the police if what he did would count as self-defense. Right? So,
which means that this kid is kind of scared and doesn't know what's going on and doesn't know whether like these like him acting out like that, and I think that's a really crazy thing to do. He definitely has anger issues, but like someone who's intending on going there to like delete someone isn't gonna go to the police and be like, oh, I don't know if this is actually like we're talking about a kid. Kids don't have these types of like the kid wouldn't go to the police at all if he was intending on deleting someone. Like, this is wild.
I mean, that fact alone pretty much sinks you. Everything else, I mean, even if he had said nothing, I'd have the same opinion on this, but...
I mean, no. If he would have said nothing, then it probably means that he knew what he did was wrong, and he's not going to go to the police. Him deliberately going to the police and asking these questions means that he was not intending on... There was no intent on trying to delete someone. Like, everything he was trying to do, the safer assumption, everything that this guy was trying to do was trying to, like he was trying to do a self-defense type of thing. Like, he wasn't there intending on attacking anyone. That's why he asked if this was specifically self-defense. Like, if he knew that what he did wasn't self-defense, he's not going to ask that question. Like, come on now.
Him saying that alone, I mean, you would need the smartest defense attorney in the world, in history, to get around even just that. You have revealed...
Bro, I already just did that. And I'm not an attorney or anyone that does anything. Bro, what are you saying? What are you saying?
Your state of mind to the police, and you've made it clear that you at least don't know whether it was actually self-defense.
Yeah, the kid does not know, which means it's better. Okay, I mean, I already made that point. Let's just keep going.
So, why isn't it self-defense? Well, first of all, he instigated it by being in the wrong place and refusing to leave. He further instigated it by saying, touch me and see what happens. This is a guy looking for a pretext. He's provoking an altercation, looking for a pretext to commit violence, very clearly.
Or this guy has anger issues and doesn't like being told what to do. Bro, come on now. Like, that's just that's a simple alternate reality that's easy to like understand.
You cannot go to a place where you don't belong.
I'm not saying that him having anger issues justifies that the guy should get like deleted. This guy has anger issues. He should get like some sort of penalty. But like in self-defense, I think he specifically could easily win with that type of self-defense. Because like he's not trying. If he was trying to delete someone, there's lots of evidence saying that. I mean, I already explained like the psychoanalysis of how he could be like not intending on doing that. So I already explained that in the beginning. But yeah, let's just keep going.
Refuse to leave, dare anyone to touch you, and then stab them when they do.
I mean, he's making a good prosecuting case. He's making a really good prosecution case for it. But I just disagree.
You can't do that. That's not self-defense. That is you provoking every step of the way and then resorting to an absurdly disproportionate response when you get the response when you get what you're looking for.
Nah, someone going up and grabbing you and then you shank them once and then run away, that's proportionable. Like, you're not there, like, you're not even aiming where, like, this guy isn't some super, like knife, like, attacking assassin. Like, this guy just threw it, like, this guy got grabbed, impulsively, like, hit something, like, just threw his knife at the guy, and then ran away. Like, he didn't even stop and, like, look to see what happened. He just ran off. Like, he doesn't care. This guy just touched him, and then he's like, I'm gone. Like, this is some impulsive nonsense. This is not something you can just be like, oh, he's intending on doing this, and this is what he's trying to do. Like, this is not some... It's much more... I think it's much more easily explained that this guy has anger issues and very impulsive and did something that he really should not have done in the moment. And then he was confused, ran to the cops, and then asked all these clarifying questions because he's kind of scared right now. He doesn't know what's going on because he's like, he just deleted someone. Didn't even know that he deleted the guy. And yeah, so this is wild. This is wild.
The, Anthony, in order to buy the self-defense claim, you would have to, first of all, ignore the fact that Anthony provoked the situation entirely. And then you'd have to believe.
No, he did provoke a little bit, but like just because he provoked it a little bit doesn't mean that he can't defend him, say that it was self-defense on the specific part of where he got. Like, we're not talking about him physically being there. Like, him physically being there doesn't automatically mean that people need to go grab him. The people that went to go grab him, they are fully responsible for why they went to go grab him. Like, if they didn't want people in this specific location, they would have had guards up. So, like, they also have like some responsibility for what happened as well. So that's where you can say that there's a clear self-defense case there.
That he was in fear for his life. Right? What matters is was he in fear for his life? But not just that, because we don't know. Like, anyone can claim that they had any kind of emotion going on inside.
Bro, yeah, yes, that's true. And the emotion that's going on inside is the thing that we're talking about. We're talking about what he was feeling in the moment. If he genuinely felt like his life was in danger, then yeah. But I mean, I'm just repeating myself.
That's a subjective. There's no way to know. Did he have a reasonable fear? Was it did he have a reasonable fear? Was there a real reason for him to fear for his life? Was there
I would say yes, because the grabbing.
Reasonable fear of some kind of lethal threat? Of course. Does anyone believe that there was? Does anyone believe that Anthony truly thought Metcalf was going to kill him for being in the wrong tent at the track meet?
Possibly. Like, he said, touch me and see what happens. Like, obviously he's very angered by what's going on, like, in the moment. And if you touch him, he's going to react in a very bad way. So, like, bro, and they did. So now what is he supposed to assume? Like, come on now.
Okay, grabbing someone.
But also, he's not intending on deleting that person.
Come on, buddy. You don't belong here. Okay, that is not a fatal situation. That's not a lethal situation. Unless you make...
Yeah, but you're assuming that the guy with the knife is intending on having a fatal confrontation, which I don't think he was he didn't come there to delete someone. If he came there to delete someone, had that mentality, then what you're saying makes sense, but he did not. His proportional response for why he used the knife wasn't a fatal type of intent of the response. It was a little like one hit and then you're gone. He didn't just sit there and hit and just multiple times just kept on hitting and hitting and hitting. He literally one hit and ran. Like, I don't want you touching me. I'm gonna defend myself and then I'm gonna run away. Like, that's just simple, like, that has to be at least self-defense 101. If he didn't have the knife and he just punched that guy and ran away, like, is anyone gonna be sitting here being like, oh, like, this guy shouldn't have done that? Oh, like, no, like, bro, like, the guys grabbed him and then he punched him and then ran away. Like, I mean, maybe people would, like, if the guy didn't die, then yeah. But, like, the guy wasn't going there intending on deleting someone, so.
Make it one. Nobody believes that Metcalf was any kind of real threat to Anthony. Nobody believes that. Does anyone think that Austin Metcalf at this track meet was going to kill this guy for being in the wrong tent? Of course not. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, there is a left-wing reality where, because apparently the guy that died was white and the guy that had the knife was black. So, like, he could have been one of those, I would arguably say, delusional people that think that white people are still out to get them. So this white guy comes up and grabs him, and then he uses his knife because he's basically deluded himself into thinking that, well, white people are, like, out to get him or something. Which that does, bro. I've met so many people that actually have that, like, I would say delusion. I'll use delusion. Fight me in the comments if you don't like that framing. But and then they'll use that to justify their actions, and I think it's really gross. People shouldn't do that. But hey, that's still a valid excuse for self-defense, whether you agree with it or not. Like, that's still a valid excuse because emotionally they feel that, and that's why they had that proportional attack. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm just saying that That's an alternate interpretation of what could have gone on in this guy's head, which I would arguably, like, I disagree, but like, and I think it's a delusion, but you did still feel this way. You still had a flight or fight response, which you can't fake that. Like, he felt that. So like, why would I be the one to be like, oh, I disagree with your feelings, therefore you're going to get the book? Like, no, you felt this way. So, and you went through that stress. So like, that's just, I'm not like, this is self-defense. Like, self-defense doesn't, whether you have self-defense or not is not something, like, you can't just say, like, just because you disagree with the emotion doesn't mean that it's not self-defense, right? Or you disagree with the logical process that came to that conclusion. If you disagree with that, therefore it's not self-defense. Like, no, like, you may disagree with the process of how you got there, but the feelings and the intent was true. Whether you, just because you think it's true, the way that they got to that. I mean, I think I'm saying the same thing multiple times, but like, I think you understand what I'm trying to say.
And if Carmelo Anthony really did fear for his life, he could have left.
That's what he did. That's what he did. Hit him once and left. That's what he did. You just didn't like the fact that he hit him once. I am using very minimal language. I am aware of that. But like, he's arguing in the opposite, so I have to like minimize what he's saying, because like he's exaggerating and I'm under exaggerating, just so we can get like a neutral like tone for like this entire conversation, I guess.
When you're in a place where you don't belong and the people who are there don't want you there and they tell you to leave, if you fear for your life, what do? You leave. It's not like you're locked in. There's a tent. There's no doors. There's no door or wall. You just leave. If I'm under a tent where I don't belong and the people there say, you got to go, well, for me, because I'm just a reasonable human being, like most people, I'd already be gone. But if I feared for my life, that would be all the more reason to leave the tent. Standing up and saying, touch me and see what happens. That is not a statement of fear. That is the opposite. That is you making a threat. That is you making a threat. That is not you feeling threatened.
I mean, okay. I mean, I understand that, but like, I think I just disagree.
Okay, what happened here very clearly to me is that Carmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf not because Anthony felt threatened, but because Anthony felt disrespected. That's what this is. We all know that. Again, I mean,
yeah, he felt disrespected and he had an emotional, he had an anger issue problem. So yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this happens a lot. This happens a lot, a lot. And yeah, I mean, I understand why conservatives are a bit like, I don't like this and they're against him with this. But like, bro, like, you're jumping the gun just like how the left jumps the gun with, like, oh, a white police officer deletes a black guy. Like, you're doing the exact same thing, but in the opposite. Like, I just don't care for it.
You know, I feel like I'm just consistently saying things that we all know. The whole scene, showing up in the tent, you don't belong there. Someone tells you to leave. I'm not leaving. It's like, dude, you have no argument here. You don't belong here. You've been told to leave. You're not in the right, okay? You have to leave. It's not your
Self-defense doesn't mean that you're in the right. Self-defense means that you were just defending yourself in a bad situation. Like, we're not talking about whether he's in the right or not. Obviously, he's in the wrong. But like, that doesn't mean that he doesn't get any self-defense rights. Like, bro, what? Like, no one is allowed to grab other people, regardless of where you are. Unless the guy that grabbed him was literally security and he's in a legit like location where he's not supposed to be in. Like, just because the people said that, oh, you're not supposed to be here, doesn't mean that he literally did not have to be there. Like you don't even know the situation. Like, the guy could have been obviously the kid that grabbed him wasn't a security guard. So like, it was just some random other kid in the tent, which means this probably wasn't a restricted area. So like, what is your like legal defense for like why that is besides your emotions? Like, that's all this was, just emotional stuff. So like he did a good job of not convincing me. Let's just say
10,
that.
man. And then said, touch me and see what happens. That every time, that's a routine that we're all familiar with. Okay, the touch me and see what happens thing. That is you challenging. So that is a challenge. That's you asking for a physical altercation.
Yeah, and one could use the argument, women wearing these really skimpy outfits, that's a challenge. That's you asking for it. Like, bro, this is stupid. This is a dumb argument. It's a dumb argument. And then people are like, oh, you can't, oh, you're comparing these two. I'm like, bro, no, I'm comparing the argument. If you don't have the brain cells to understand the arguments why these arguments are basically the same thing, or exactly the same thing, actually, then obviously you're being a hypocrite.
And then if you do get touched and you respond, this is a
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it.
A matter of disrespect. You feel Carmelo Anthony felt disrespected that anyone would dare tell him to leave a place where he doesn't belong. How dare you?
No, he felt disrespected when the guy grabbed him. That was the part where he felt disrespected. And he probably felt disrespected when they said that too, but he didn't act on it. And then they physically tried to grab him, and then he felt really disrespected and decided to attack. He felt threatened at that moment. Like he probably didn't feel threatened when they said to leave. He probably just sat there and was like, nah, make me.
He felt disrespected and he killed somebody for it. And no, you don't, that's not allowed in a civilized society. We don't allow that. So there's no self-defense here. I think Tim got this one wrong.
Again, you're just assuming that he was intending on deleting someone instead of like immobilizing someone. Like the guy grabbed him, he tries to immobilize him and then runs. Like someone that's intending on deleting someone doesn't run away after immobilizing them. They make sure that the job is done. And that's not what this guy did.
One wrong, which is okay. We can have disagreements. And the other point that I want to make here before we move on is that, Tim is getting fairly ripped to shreds on X right now, with a lot of people saying that he's a traitor and a grifter and all this because he took this position on the Austin Metcalf thing.
Just ad hominem. Yeah, that's so convincing. Oh, he's a grifter. Oh, he's wrong on this one. Oh, public opinion is gonna be. This is Shows Temple. Oh, like, bro, I don't care. Like this is so like that's so mentally bankrupt. Like, oh, more people disagree with you than agree with you. Well, therefore, Tim is probably wrong. Like, this is so dumb. This is so stupid. Like, that's not convincing. Well, I mean, that's convincing dumb people that don't really that don't use their brain to like logically think about stuff and just run on emotions whenever it's convenient. But like, I'm not interested in that. Like, that's boring.
He's wrong in my opinion.
Remember, I like Matt Walsh. I'm being really harsh, but I like Matt. Matt is pretty cool. The what is a woman thing that he made, it's legit. I like that. That's serious. I went out and watched his documentary and I thought it was the funniest thing in the entire world. So don't leave this thinking that I dislike Matt Walsh because of this. I just think sometimes Tim's wrong, but Tim is definitely correct on this because he had a very timid response. Like, look, this is what Tim said. We're gonna go back, and I really appreciate that Matt showed this. Well, I'll let him finish his
we really need
video,
to
and then we'll go
from
back.
This is one of the most annoying things about discourse. What passes for discourse and
Ooh,
debate.
okay. There we go. I literally just said that.
He's wrong in my opinion. We really need to get away from this thing where anyone who disagrees is automatically some kind of Judas, some kind of con artist.
This is why I respect Matt. And not for another reason. That anyone that knows what I'm saying, shush, don't say anything.
Grifter, right? I mean, I've talked about this before. This is one of the most annoying things about discourse. What passes for discourse and debate in modern American culture is that we don't even debate anymore. We just don't, because anyone who disagrees is automatically a scam artist. They're automatically a grifter. It's like it's not possible for anyone to actually have an opposing view. And if they do, then it's always just like a game that they're playing. It could never be that. Well, maybe they actually just think that and they're simply wrong. That's
yes. Possible. Yes. There we go.
So people can have differing opinions and we can argue about it and we can argue passionately, as I so often do. But not everything. We don't always have to jump every time to, oh, this person disagreed. Total con artist. Revoke his membership in the club. He's not part of it anymore. Never listening to you again. Unsubscribe.
True.
I'm done with you. Like it doesn't always have to be that every time. It really doesn't. If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can access my full show by going.
All right, we're gonna do the part where he shows the clip. Like, this is what we're talking about here. This is what Tim said.
Kind of lays this out.
There was an argument between Carmelo Anthony, who was from a rival school, who was there, and there were a bunch of kids from this town or whatever, and they got into an altercation. They told him he wasn't supposed to be there. Apparently, they had words. Carmelo Anthony pulled a knife out from his bag and said, "Touch me and see what happens." Witnesses said either he was touched or grabbed. There were different witness accounts, but that Austin Metcalf did put hands on Carmelo, who then stabbed him once in the chest before running away. According to police, Carmelo Anthony, when he got apprehended or turned himself in, however the story goes, I mean, different accounts, he asked if Austin was going to be okay and said it was self-defense. He said he grabbed.
Yes. Oh, bro, like someone that's trying to delete someone. Like, come on now. Like, why would he ask that if he was intending on like attacking and not? This wasn't just a self-defense case. Like, come on now. Like,
Grabbed me and I said self-defense. The family's
Anna
arguing with
Smith
self-defense.
54. Hey,
It's
how's
strange-
it going? Anna Smith 54. Hey, how's it going?
what happened there? Why did it do that twice? Thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, we need to finish this.
That with this story, the right is adamant that this kid just killed another kid. He should go to prison forever. And I'm like, we don't even know what happened. Like, you've got witness testimony that sounds like a fight happened at a school. Then I've heard the argument, yeah, well, he should have had a knife. He brought a knife to a school, and it's like, okay, what kind of knife was it? Was it a utility knife? Was it a switchblade? Was it a machete? Like, did he have a steak knife? Was he coming back from culinary class where he had fine Japanese blades for cutting cucumbers? I have no idea. You're allowed to carry knives I'm pretty sure in Texas, especially if it's like a utility blade. You're also not allowed to grab people. Like, nobody knows the exact specifics of this story with Carmelo and Metcalf. Some witnesses said that Austin touched Carmelo. Some say he grabbed him. Whatever. The courts will play it out. If weapons are banned, he's going to go to jail. However, in a general self-defense context, this is why I'm saying the story I find so confusing. We have always maintained, when it comes to self-defense, it is not the responsibility of the victim of an attack to determine the extent of that lethal force.
Yeah.
If they are being attacked, their perception of how far that force goes is it.